Right now, massive presence of riot cops pushing hard press through the square. They probably just put off, I don't know, 8 flashbangs.
Can we follow them from the back?
All right, we've got a distance.
Okay, let's follow them from the back.
I'm with Jesse. All right, yep. All right.
Oh shit. Yeah.
Fort Andrew and other right behind us. Okay.
For those of you who are just tuning in, we are just by Jefferson Square Park and we got down here not too long ago. We saw most of the trash cans surrounding the park were on fire. We had also seen a few of them down by Muhammad Ali and 6th, more like grassy areas that were on fire. We made our way down to the square. We saw a bunch of these small fires and everything was really quiet. And then within seconds, a huge swarm of police presence came in. They must have let off about 6 to 8 flashbangs. And there weren't many people here in the park, but the few that were here, there was another flashbang as you could hear, but there are few people that were here quickly did disperse. Now we're seeing Kentucky State Police arrive, their presence, also a large one, and we're seeing a large police presence from LMPD. So we're gonna follow this crowd right now and see kind of where these LMPD officers are moving. You guys can stick with us. For those of you who are watching and don't know, there is a 9 p.m. curfew for everyone in the city of Louisville. A lot of the people that I spoke with out here today made it very clear that they would not listen to that curfew, and other people say that they were going home as soon as possible because they didn't want to get out here when things get bad. Andrew, you okay? Okay. All right.
Yeah, there's no, can't get out that way.
I'm gonna go this way.
Okay, and now we are finally behind that LMPD crowd yet again. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys to see. We did see a pretty large group of protesters as we were leaving the Chestnut area. kind of approaching us, and we were making our way towards Jefferson Square, and they were making their way towards Broadway. So there is a possibility that these officers, who you can see right here in front of us, are approaching them, or it might be another group. So we are on the back end of them, trying to find that out right now. So as you can see, we are on that back end of police. For those of you who are just tuning in right now, we got over to Jefferson Square Park just moments ago, like literally just a few minutes ago. We saw a few trash cans on fire. Everything was really quiet and everything was really calm. And then all of a sudden, we saw this large police presence make their way in. They started putting off flashbangs. There were probably about 6 or 8 of them that dispersed the small crowd. And now they are on the move. Well, don't we have LMPD in front of them? And there's another flashbang. Isn't that LMPD in front of them? And then this is KSP.
The patches say state police.
No, in front of them. The ones that say police. So we are following this huge crowd of law enforcement and state police. So let's turn this corner so we can get away from them. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Stay safe.
Back up. No, you stay back. Stay back. Stay back. Stay back.
Back up.
Stay back. Don't walk up there. Stay back. Stay back up now. Back it up. Back up. All right, back up. It'd be a lot better if you guys would just stay back. Scoot on over back, please.
Thank you.
So that we can have some clear communication. Please move back.
Thank you.
Please. Please move back. Please. Thank you. You're going back.
You know something? We tired of this shit.
You guys can just stay back behind our
You know something? We tired of this shit. A motherfucker $15,000 bond. What kind of shit is that? A $15,000 bond?
Back up. Back up.
What all the fucking cops?
So they are asking us to move back, so that is exactly what we are doing. All right.
Go circle around.
There is no circling around because you can't go down those roads.
We go this way.
Unbelievable. It's a sight to be seen. I'm telling you, everywhere. Hundreds of them. Hundreds of them.
I would like to go around the other way. I just don't know how to get there.
We can go down Jefferson to the Chase parking lot, walk through it to Fifth.
You can't.
I drove through it yesterday.
Well, they stopped me earlier. Like,
With the fucking police.
all right, let's.
We can't go this way.
Which way? We can't go that way?
They're
They'll
not.
stop you.
Yeah, they're not letting us get through.
Why is that?
I don't know. They stopped us.
But they don't want us down here, but they stopping y'all from going that way?
Yeah, we're trying to get past them.
Where'd the senator go? He done left? Where'd the senator go? Did he leave already?
Here, can we try to go through the parking lot and go on that side? All right, let's try.
All of this. Because they would not. You will not do the right thing. All of this.
cool. Yeah.
You know what I'm thinking?
Yeah. I'm just confused where this other group of people is. Is it that same group we saw? Okay, so for those of you who are watching, we're just trying to walk around the block right now because they would not allow us to pass them on either side. But I'll just quickly kind of catch you guys up for those of you who are just watching. So we made our way down to Jefferson Square Park, and as we were passing kind of the Chestnut area, we saw a large group of protesters making their way closer to Broadway. We were making our way closer to Jefferson Square Park, Hall of Justice, Metro Hall, that sort of area, because we had heard that some small fires were starting, which they were. So when we got there, we saw a bunch of different trash cans that were on fire. We got a bunch of video of that. And everything was really quiet. Everything was super calm. And very quickly, oh yeah, there we go. Very quickly, things changed. All of a sudden, a huge group of police presence had come out. They started putting off flashbangs. And I'm just gonna interrupt myself right here. We are seeing some damage here downtown. We are right on, I wanna say, 6th and just past Muhammad Ali, where this is a bus station, as you can see, that has completely been destroyed. And so we're seeing this huge group. Oh, there are more flashbangs, or possibly fireworks. I think those are actually fireworks. But okay, so I'm just going to show you guys around this corner. We're seeing a pretty large group of police. Are you ladies okay?
Listen,
do you know where you parked it?
Yes, on Jefferson, and they started shooting us for no reason.
please be safe. Please be
Yeah,
safe.
please be safe out there. And okay, so we are seeing a lot of people who are very upset, as you just saw those two women who just walked by trying to look for their car. I'm gonna show you this large police presence that we are seeing right here in front of us. Now, all of a sudden we saw this large group of police, LMPD and Kentucky State Police, joined together, putting up flashbangs. There's probably about 6 to 10 of them, and they stormed Jefferson Square Park. And when I talk about only about a handful of people being in the park, I would be shocked if there was more than about 20 people who were in the park at that time. So this huge group of police is kind of at this intersection now, lingering, and there's really no protesters around. We saw a very, very, very large group earlier that, like I mentioned, that had made their way down from the park over to Broadway. And now we're seeing all of these police vehicles on the move back down towards Broadway. You can see a lot of the officers in the back of the truck with their riot gear, their bats, their face shields. More of them just keep coming. So we're trying to figure out exactly where most of the protesters are tonight. It seems like right now they're a bit scattered, but we are approaching that 9 p.m. curfew when people are supposed to be inside. So as you can see, those police vehicles are kind of making their way around this area, but once again, I'm just a little confused because we are not seeing any protesters in this area. You guys doing okay?
Yeah. We are careful.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Give me on camera real quick. Fuck the police, you hear me?
Looks like we could move any direction we want to move.
All right, let's move. Let's go back this way. So as I showed you guys earlier, there is glass covering the ground. Really quickly, I'm gonna get a picture of this while we're standing here. This is kind of some of the first glass damage we were seeing, but we did see a ton of little fires. Earlier you could see the smoke as we were walking down this road, and there was a bunch of little fires in those trash cans all around Jefferson Square Park. Now, the minute that we did get to Jefferson Square Park, you could hear LMPD on that speaker saying this is unlawful assembly and that everybody needs to go home. And then it was just a few minutes after that that large group of police came in, those flashbangs started. So we're gonna make our way back towards Jefferson Square Park just to see what's going on. Now, as you can see, that group of police dispersed really quickly, really quickly. So we're gonna make our way back towards the square. I think we're on 6th right now. Yeah, we are currently on 6th, for those of you who are watching. Oh,
Horses.
Yep.
Say they literally came up this way solely to put out those fires. So the fire starts to get.
Oh, yeah. And I'm reading some of your comments here tonight, and yeah, the streets can be dangerous, but no matter who we pass, whether that's protesters or police, we always say to be safe. I have spent night after night with people on both sides, both of who I've had long conversations with. And at the end of the day, we want everyone to stay safe. We don't want anybody to get hurt, but we have our boots on the ground because we need to be making sure that we are telling the stories and we are showing all of you exactly what is happening here in downtown Louisville. Which is why for these moments when we are not on the air, I'm doing my best to bring you guys everything that we are seeing firsthand on Facebook Live. Now, for those of you who are just watching, let me just give you a quick recap. We got down to Jefferson Square Park not too long ago, and I'd say it was even quieter than it is now. There was not a lot of people, maybe about 20 in the park. We had seen a bunch of little trash can fires that were happening around the square in front of Hall of Justice, and we were getting some video of it, and very soon we had heard that announcement from LMPD over the loudspeaker saying that this is unlawful assembly and that if you do not leave, you will be arrested. And within seconds, a huge group of law enforcement came out. They had shot a few flashbangs, probably about 6 to 10 of them, and that's when we kind of made our way out of the way to let police through. And then all of a sudden they came storming through the park. There was, like I said, only about 20 people through, so there wasn't many people to get out of the square. And then very quickly after, we followed them down towards 6th, a little bit closer to Muhammad Ali and Chestnut. And that's where there was a huge group of police presence that actually looks like they made their way back towards the park here. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys to see. You can see some of those fires in the distance. You can see some of those police in the distance. And honestly, this group was even smaller when we got here earlier.
My sister's watching the live stream. She just said so to me.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna get out of the park just to keep ourselves separate and kind of out of the way. But we're gonna get you guys a side view over here. Like I mentioned, the group is really small here at Jefferson Square Park compared to nights we have seen since the very beginning at the end of May. But there is that 9 p.m. curfew, so that could possibly have something to do with the small amount of people out here, or people could be in other areas or waiting. I am only one eyes with my boots on the ground. We've got a few other crews out there who are in other areas, trying to see where people are, what they're doing. I'm gonna zoom in for you guys right here because so this right here, as you can see, is a state police vehicle. There's state police up front. There was also LMPD officers earlier. And on this side of the street, you can see some protesters. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Where have you been?
All over the damn place.
Have you guys gone back at all, or have you just been out?
This is the Louisville Metro Police Department. Under Kentucky state law, this is an unlawful assembly. I recommend all persons so assembled here to immediately and peacefully disperse. Do not do so, may dispense chemical agents, and you may be arrested. This is the Louisville Metro Police Department. Under Kentucky state law, this is an unlawful assembly. I recommend all persons so assembled here to immediately and peacefully disperse. If you do not do so, we may dispense chemical agents, and you will be arrested.
So as you guys could just hear, that was the LMPD on that loudspeaker. That was the same message that we heard not too long ago. And we heard that message just moments before flashbangs were set off. Now, as you can see, there are more officers kind of moving in this direction now. Looks like they're putting up another small wall. Shaquille. Stay safe.
Are you staying here?
For right now, yeah. We've got to cut in at 9.
John.
This guy shot. Getting that line the news people. I was going to get a better
Oh, we're staying here.
Okay, cool.
Broadway, downtown, we out here all night. So I hope y'all understand that. So y'all be ready to put that work in. Put that work in. All night. All night. Now one more day, you're not gonna keep on the y'all get away with what y'all get away with. All night we out here. We out here for God's sake. We're out here live on Louisville, Kentucky, Washington.
Kentucky State Police, under Kentucky State law, unlawful assembly, and I command all persons assembled here to immediately disperse. If you do not do so, you may be subject to physical removal and arrest, and we may dispense chemical here for us may possibly cause physical injury. You could also be arrested for violation under KRS Section 525, which includes unlawful assembly, disorderly conduct, and other offenses.
Now, as you guys can hear, we've gotten that message now multiple times. Now it's coming from Kentucky State Police over on this side at the cross section of 6th and Jefferson. But earlier we were hearing it over the megaphone. There is still a few minutes until that 9 p.m. curfew, so there's a very likely chance that we would hear that again. And like I mentioned earlier, this group here at Jefferson Square Park is really small in comparison to what we've seen over the last 4 months. If I had to guess, I'd probably say there's around 20 people, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. And there are a few more lingering in the streets. But for the most part, it is quiet down here. And I hate to say that word because that always seems to jinx us. But for right now, it is relatively quiet. And there we go again with
Kentucky state law. This is unlawful assembly, and I command all persons so assembled here to immediately and peacefully disperse. If you do not do so, we may dispense chemical agents and you may be arrested.
Now we are hearing, and we just got it confirmed from LMPD, that an officer has been shot by the Taco Bell on Broadway. We've got another crew out there who's going to be gathering all those elements and all those details, but I just got that in from our newsroom once again. There has been an officer shot on Broadway. We have a crew that is heading there right now to gather all of those details, but we did just get that confirmed by LMPD. I see a lot of you asking if that officer has been shot. Yes, we have got that confirmed from LMPD. They are by the Taco Bell on Broadway. All right, Andrew, while we're standing here, do you mind sending back some of that fire video and the glass video? Thank you. I'll call ENG.
Under Kentucky state law, an unlawful assembly, and I command all persons assembled here to immediately and peacefully disperse. If you do not do so, you may be subject to physical removal and arrest, and we may dispense chemical irritants or other munitions that can potentially cause physical injury. You could also be arrested for violation under KRS Section 525, which includes unlawful assembly, disorderly conduct, and other offenses.
Hey Gary, it's Jesse. We're sending back some video of fire and trash cans and some broken glass at bus stops from just a few minutes ago for the 9 p.m. cut-in. Thank you. Bye. I just told Gary. Can I bother you to hold this for 1 second? So I can grab my IFB. Thank you. Now, things are quiet. I mean, you guys can hear it for yourself right now. We have heard now multiple times on the KSP side over here them get on a megaphone and say that this is unlawful assembly. We've also heard it on the loudspeaker that is just above Jefferson Square Park from LMPD, and they have been saying repeatedly, this is unlawful assembly, you must leave or you will be arrested, and that they might disperse some chemical agents. Now, a little while ago, I'd say probably about a half hour now, we're out here. It was just as quiet as it is right now, except there was none of this police presence. We had heard that announcement over the loudspeaker, and within moments, we saw a large group of law enforcement who made their way from behind City Hall out here to the Jefferson Square Park area, and they let off about 6 to 10 flashbangs. They then went into the park and dispersed those few people that were in the park. It really was not many. And then they made their way down 6th towards like Muhammad Ali, close to Chestnut, and it was a very, very, very large police presence of KSP and LMPD officers. But the strange thing was that there was not really any protesters around. There was a few who were kind of lingering on their own. There was a few media outlets, including ourselves, who were trailing, trying to find out where they were going. But for the most part, there was nobody really around. And then suddenly they turned back around, came back here, and this is where this group and this presence of KSP has been ever since. For those of you who have been questioning, if you didn't hear me before, an officer has been shot on Broadway near that Taco Bell. We do have a crew that is going out there right now to gather those details, so I will continue to update you as we get more information on that.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I can.
We just sent back some video of fires and trash cans and some broken glass at some bus stops. So if Gary could just like slap that together and I'll toss to it in my live shot, that would be great.
Yes, we'll have that. All right, perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. See ya.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Can you see where this wire is that's coming out of my ear? Thank you.
Yeah, we're fine.
I feel like I've got a lot of wires. Now, for those of you who are watching, if you're interested at all, we are going to be doing a live cut-in at 9 p.m. On WHS 11 for you to check in. That is channel 11 for those of you who are in the Louisville Metro. Otherwise, if you're not in the area and you are watching this live stream right now, you can head to our website, WHS11.com, and go to our live stream on our website to watch the news live. We're going to be having a live cut-in with all of our live crews who are around town talking about the latest. That includes just what we've seen just moments ago. That also includes any information that we do have about this officer being shot. We also have reaction from people throughout the day who have continuously been out here since day one for 119 days protesting, and we have their reaction to the announcement about the decision in the Breonna Taylor case. So for right now, since things are relatively quiet, I am going to exit out of here, but I do encourage you guys to watch WHAS 11 at 9, and I will be getting back on this Facebook Live the minute I can when things ramp back up and when we are off the air at 9 o'clock. In the meantime, if you have any specific questions, feel free to type them in the comments, and I will do my best throughout the night to get to them and answer them for you. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you back on here in just a little bit.